Thanks for coming on. Hi, I'm Jolena. I'm new to Twitch. Very not good at technology, but I'm gonna try this out. I am a pretty cool and good painter though, so stick around. You hopefully will see some really cool stuff art-wise. Um, right now I am just doing a fun little fantasy sketch of a figure holding a Glaceon with the night sky background. Just something fun and relaxing. It's not a commission. I do accept commissions though, but not this one. This one's just a little fun. I will be keeping an eye on the stream chat. I haven't had any chatter, but I would love to have some chatter if you have any questions. Um, right now I'm one of the states that's supposed to be getting a ton of snow, so just chilling, waiting on the snowstorm, and decided I would give a live a go. I'm using a model from it used to be called the Sketchy app, now it's the Museum app. And I've got that pulled up on my tablet that I also have one of my webcams going for. And my phone is recording what my hand is doing. I'm trying out this setup. I said I'm really new to the recording painting live scene. I do live painting quite a bit, like in person at different studio and gallery events. I paint at weddings, but for some reason this seems so much harder. I don't know why that is. It shouldn't be, right? You can't see him, but I have my cat who is my loyal painting companion hanging out with me tonight on my lap. He might pop his head up at some point. So I've got the basic sketch done, and now it's just adding details, going back and forth, darks and lights. I'm just deepening all the shadows that I lightly sketched out before. I think I have finally figured out how to save streams just going straight to Twitch too. So hopefully this one will be saved. And I would love like suggestions as to if I do start getting some of y'all hanging out with me, like, what kind of things are you into? Are you into like ASMR type content? Like, do you want painting ASMR? Do you want more like tutorial painting? Do you just want like hangout time? What type of things are you interested? I mean, I'm gonna do paint what I want, but I do love ideas and suggestions. I do a ton of commission work. So you guys are always welcome to contact me about that too. And then you can see your commission get painted live, which is kind of fun. That is a little bit like my background. I am not formally taught, a self-taught artist that just spent a lot of time as a child at a library learning how to paint from library books and just lots of practice. Um, I do have my own studio. I'm painting at home for today, but I'll do some studio tours hopefully next month, and then maybe some painting from that location as well. I do a lot of mural work. I think that's the focus of my art practice. I also do window painting, live painting at events, which is super fun, and weddings, portraits, lots of dog portraits. But I haven't done a lot of sharing my fantasy work. So I thought that would be a fun little niche to start sharing online on Twitch. It's like kind of special, exclusive thing. Usually, when I'm making fantasy paintings and fantasy art, I'm doing it for myself. It's like a little, it's like a little secret passion. It's a lot of my other stuff, social commentary work especially, it has to be shared, you know? It's the whole purpose of doing it, is to get a message. But fantasy stuff is just a little secret pleasure of fun. Yeah, I'm just carving out like darker shadows and the models. Hair and face. I don't know if you can hear that. I think my screen door is not latched. It's bumping against the door with the wind. Other than that, it's pretty quiet. It is not snowing yet. I think everybody's thinking it's gonna start soon, so everybody's tucked at home. I don't even hear any traffic on my street. And I, for one, this is my first day getting to be home all day. In like weeks, I've been working in other things that need to be done, and this is the first time I've gotten to spend all day at home, and I'm so excited. It was so nice. It was so relaxing. If we do get all of the snow, it'll be another stay-at-home day tomorrow. So right now I'm using some oil paint. I have a mixture of brands. My favorite brand, I'm not using my favorite brand because I ended up getting some free oil paints. I went to pick up like a little tote with an easel and some other stuff in it from Facebook Marketplace. It was this older lady, and she just gave me a complete oil painting kit, and it was only like $5 for, and I was just coming for the tote and the tabletop easel, and she gave me like all these oil paints with it. She was so sweet. She just was like, I just wanted a good home for it because I'm not using it, so it's not my favorite brand of oil paints. It's a little clumpy and a little bit older, but I'm determined to use art supplies that I already have rather than buy more and contribute to more waste. So I am using it. And it's going pretty good. I've got some linseed oil trying to like revitalize it. And everything that I painted a couple weeks ago is dry. So it's kind of nice. It's I like painting layers of oil on top of acrylic. I do that a lot when I'm working on a piece and I need it to dry fast. So I'll do, I'm gonna say this wrong. Is it a grizzle? Like where you do like raw umber and white on top and then like just do those colors and then you go back over in oil and do color wash glazes. So that's a technique that I do a lot. So the fact I'm applying oil over top of paint that's already dry kind of is reminiscent of that a little bit. Got this piece was I did an acrylic though. I did that for a live painting of it at a gallery. That was really fun. I got the museum slash sketchy app for that artist as well. It's a really cool app. You should check it out. People voluntarily give their pictures. I want it to be painted. It's really fun. I had an actual class paint one of my pictures, and I got to see all the different interpretations. It was amazing. It was so great. Um, so yeah, head on over to museum and drop a photo, start an account, drop some pictures, and you might see some artists inspired by your face to paint you. Really cool. And in the initial scene, it was she's like in the meadow in daytime, but I wanted to do like a nighttime scene, and I like changing it up. Or I like how her face is painted. I'm trying not to put my hand over my camera, but like have it so you can still see. That puts me in like a really awkward position. So this is this is what I'm doing though. I almost wonder like a GoPro camera or something like that, or like a camera that would look ridiculous if I was wearing a GoPro on my head, but it would give the best shots, I think, because you would see my paint and which is like down there, um, and exactly where I'm looking, so it wouldn't ever be covered up. I don't know. That might be a future purchase. So I'm just gonna go in and start working on a little bit of a tree line. I don't like when I'm painting to stick to one thing. I like to go back and forth. So as I'm putting color down, it's distributing an even color palette throughout the painting. I also have really bad attention deficit that's not treated, so going back and forth like that helps out my brain and keeps me focused too. So I'm just layering like some blue and red mixed together as like the deepest of the shadows. And then the blue is the lighter, which might sound a little backwards, but the sky is going to be reflecting all the blue from the sky. So if the tops of the trees are shining, I want that to be the brilliant blue, and I'll go in and add a little bit lighter of a highlight too. And then the red will just like dull that out. Kind of like the water reflecting the sky colors. If you were seeing me for the first time, thank you, thank you. Um, the biggest way you can support me is following me on Twitch and on YouTube. I would like to multi-stream to that platform too eventually. Um, I do not have any YouTube followers. Video is it's not my talent. I'm working on it though. This this way. You can see like back here my tablet or I'm streaming, and then I've got my reference photo. I kind of like this setup. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually the first setup that I think is working pretty well. And it looks like she's blending into the tree line. That's just because I haven't done my final highlights yet. Once I work on some more highlights, I like to get the darker tones established first and then work my way into lighter tones. It's a pretty common painting rule. Another one is going thin to thick. So starting with really thin layers and then thicker after that. But I also don't follow all the rules when I paint. I will mix paint on my canvas. I will paint with my fingers sometimes. I will sometimes paint the foreground first and then the background. Do your own thing. Keep your own vibe. Enjoy how your painting turns out. Process. And don't worry about what other people say or think. I have any details over here. I want to go farther up. wanna come with paint with us? Oh no, you're gonna come walk on my laptop. Say hi. If you order a painting, I can guarantee you there's gonna be somewhere a little tiny, you won't be able to see it, hair in the paint from this one. It always cracks me up that there's probably, even though it's undetectable, a little kitty hair trapped somewhere in the paint because he is always with me while I'm working. Hi. Yeah, you're a sweetheart, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Okay, I guess we're doing this. Cradling a cat style. So I really want to work on getting some purples established for this area. So ow, I left my mending brush on the other side of the room. I have to get up that. A little bit of yellow in here. Let me set that purple off at the same time. Allowing some light to pop by a little bit. actually see if I can, because it's in a cult. So I can check with my foot. One second. You can come back. Don't act all offended. He's now acting super offended that I had to get up to get a brush. And I know I'm completely destroying my tree line, which is why you're supposed to do background first. But I can reestablish that in like 5 seconds, so I'm not worried. Just, whoops. Enjoying the process. Mm. Just like we need to like do like this nebula type thing where there's some areas of darker purple over top of the white that's more defined, and then some that's blended in. And I use a lot of makeup brushes for blending. They're super smooth. I just get the absolute cheap ones and they blend right. They're also really good for window painting too, to get like nice streak free brush strokes. just touch up this tree line really quick. Nice. I really want to start. Oh, computer doesn't have enough space to keep recording. So, guess that's all the live that will be recorded and saved. Something else I need to figure out. Oh. Okay, I really want to get started on our cute little Glaceon. I told you guys I'm not like the most planned or tech person to be doing lives, but I'm trying so hard. I'm trying to figure out how to plug my light back in. There we go. So it's a diesel lamp that holds like 4 hours of charge. It just must not have had it like charging the entire way. Alright, I want to work on the Glaceon now. Let's do that. I'm gonna try to make it really, really fox-like and semi-realistic, but also like semi-maintaining characteristics of the cartoon animation. So let's see. So these little like diamond shaped things down here. I want that to be in a darker color. Grab another brush. Darker green. I do want like a stronger teal. Establish. I want it to be like Glaceon's eyes is closed and it's for having a moment. Panther's back. So funny. I love how involved of a cat he is. I've definitely like done pet sitting for cats that they are the typical Garfields, want to lay around with no interaction all day. This is not my cat. My cat is wanting attention all the time. And I love it. Oh, he's back on my lap. He is a sweetie. Ah, please don't move my easel. Okay, their paws are darker, so I'm gonna do a little highlight there, but I'm gonna leave the most part. it's just a little bit more bigger and prominent. This ear more triangular. And then still have a lot of work I want to get done in this prairie glass. Actually, that sounds like an awesome painting idea. I meant to say prairie grass. Thing about easels is like there's always this little section at the bottom that you can't really reach unless you prop it up. That little lip keeping it from moving can sometimes be really annoying. that done. Now I want to work on the grass a little bit. So I'm sitting on my foot. I just gotta move my foot. Completely numb. Do you tend to do that? Do you tend to like sit on your feet? I do, and they don't notice it until I'm feeling that. I'm just gonna cool this down. This is too way up here. I'm just gonna cool it down with some of this. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna like layer in clumps, like you do like when you're doing hair, and then do smaller strands at the top of the grass. Up on like a sweet spot. That way I can get the bottom of my panel. This panel was in the tote that I got from the lady on Facebook Marketplace who gave me a whole bunch of art supplies. It was really sweet. And canvas panels are great, especially when you're doing a piece and you're like, it's maybe I'll sell it, maybe I won't, maybe it's more experimental and for fun, and you don't want to use a big profile canvas. You're wanting to keep it really affordable and just mess around. I have a good canvas panel for that. I need to do a bit more of a contrast here because I do not want it to blend in to my Glaceon. Sorry, I do not normally talk while I paint, so this be like watching somebody work in silence. I guess I'm your person. But and also I'm not used to doing live streams still yet. So I keep checking the chat box, but I'm not really seeing anything yet. When I'm painting weddings, except for when it's like the moment happening, like in the moment, there's usually like a flow of people coming to talk to me, which is cool and amazing and part of why I love it. Getting getting to like see the excitement generated. Oh my god, it's so fun. It's so terrifying and it's so fun. But I don't have to be like reminded to talk because the cue's right there. Somebody is like talking to me, so I know to say something. I'm doing these lives, I'm just like zoning out. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe whoever my target audience is gonna be, whoever needs this, I just want to give you a little bit of peace and relaxation, honestly. If I could just do that for one person, it would make my day. Truly. Oh, I got one chat. Hello, howdy. Thanks so much for viewing and hanging out with me. I'm working on. You just signed in. I'm doing great. How are you? Just signed in. I am a painter working on just like a little fantasy style painting with a Glaceon and the night sky. It's not a commission, just casually wanting to paint tonight. My part of the world is waiting on snow to hit, so no going anywhere. Oh, thank you so much. Are you a Pokemon fan? They just said that I was doing a wonderful job. It was very sweet. Um, yeah, we're just like waiting on the snow to hit, so I am not leaving the house unless I absolutely have to. Not going to my studio, just chilling at home, painting from home today. if I did add the stars, we really need stars to be added. If you follow me on Instagram, I should do a live Twitch video while I'm there. I don't know if I have enough signal. I'm installing a Narnia mural inside of an actual closet. Um, it's mostly done, but we're experimenting with some UV paint. So if I have enough signal, I would love to do a Twitch live, but if that doesn't happen, follow me on Instagram and you'll see a really cool Narnia mural I'm throwing up. Well, it's done. The UV paint. We're still figuring that out, seeing if it'll work with the lighting and everything. But we're really excited. I did do the painting behind me, so this. I'm working in oil right now. This is acrylic. So yeah, that was the models that I am using for both this painting and that one are from an app called Museum. It used to be called Sketchy. It's really fun. You can post pictures of yourself, your pets, and it can inspire artists to paint you. So it's like a volunteer modeling. I got an entire class did one of my pictures a couple years ago. It was so fun seeing all the different interpretations of my face and my pose. So, really cool stuff. And then the picture of the dragon that she was with, that was inspired by my friend's bearded dragon. So I just took a bunch of pictures of it and like added to it, added a bunch of spikes, obviously like the big fang teeth. Um, but she absolutely adores her bearded dragon, and it made me think of the love between a girl and her dinosaur, or her dragon, or her reptile, or whatever. Or in this case, a Glaceon. So that's what inspired that one. And then, yeah, I did the trees too. My kitchen's done in Star Wars chic. So on one wall, I painted like really graphic tattooing with two moons. If you're not like a hardcore Star Wars fan, nobody's gonna know. It's just like graphic design. I need to stop waving my hand around. That's really annoying. I'm sorry. And then on this wall, the register with that hand is indoor. And then on the backsplash, I painted like graphic outlines of TIE fighters. So I love doing fantasy work. It's not a lot in my portfolio. It's mostly what I do for myself. But I thought Twitch would be really fun way to start sharing kind of my personal what I do for fun when I'm not painting heavy social commentary pieces or portraits or big murals or things for other people. But I do love my commissions. I'm not complaining. And thank you for saying that they're really amazing. Um, if you have any recommendations or suggestions, be like, hey, I would really like something inspired by Airbender or more dragons, or I want a mermaid inspired piece, let me know. I would love to hear what you want. Even though this is me, my time painting what I want, it can be for both of us. Um, yeah. And never know. No guarantees on this one because I work figuring out like model stuff painting inspired. I would really like to see that painting inspired by Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan. That is awesome. I will post tomorrow more pictures. No, I think I have pictures of my kitchen on my Instagram. I also have a wedding I did that was a Star Wars wedding portrait. It was that one wasn't painted live. It was just painted from photos, but the couple had a Star Wars themed wedding and I posted and I made a painting and sent it to them. All and it was them like in an embrace, and he of course has like a lightsaber on his hilt, and in the background is Endor with the Death Star and TIE fighters and all that. It's really, I think there's TIE fighters. It's been a couple years ago, but if you go to my Instagram and zoom down the page, you'll see it. It was so much fun. So yeah, I would like to do more Star Wars inspired stuff. Hopefully Disney doesn't come after me. I'll do like Star Wars inspired. I think it should be fine though. I don't think I have a big enough channel that anybody's gonna come after me for doing fan art. That would be a pretty big flex if that actually did happen though. So what let me know in the chat what your favorite Star Wars movie, book, um show, like what is your favorite Star Wars storyline? I think for me, like the classic New Hope would probably be like my all-time favorite. Although, maybe I mean, I have so many like sentimental reasons I loved Phantom Menace because I saw it like a million times with my grandpa. So that was like such a special like little memory. But ultimately, New Hope was the first Star Wars movie my parents introduced me to. So love that. Love The Mandalorian. I love the Timothy Dalton books. I haven't gotten into like the cards though. Like I play Magic the Gathering every couple weeks, but I haven't gotten into the Star Wars cards yet. So that's something that I think might be fun to get into. Switch it up from Magic. Novels and comics and legends. Nice. Very cool. Enjoying the novels and comics and legends. Very cool. I will have to keep that in mind for planning future paints. Okay. Kind of getting. I have so much more grass I want to do, but I'm kind of just getting bored of doing the grass. So I think I should go ahead and start adding stars. So I need more white. Oh, I already have some on here. My palette's half hidden by my canvas. Get some more white and get it real thinned out. I like the added dancing dinos. Very cool. Okay, just gonna do that cat hair from this guy on my brush. Say hello. This is my painting assistant with every painting that I do. So actually, you know what? I have this little, and I've not used it yet. This little metal stipend thing. Hey, you got called little buddy. Can you say hi again? So this is Panther. He helps me with all my paintings. I'm sure like all the collections that I've sent out to my customers, if they inspected with a microscope, they would see maybe a possible little hair in their painting. It's not super visible, but it's got to be there because he's there for every single one. Try to adjust this one. So my hand's not blocking it. So I'm just gonna try. Yeah, I like that. Actually, I think this is way better than a brush for random stars. Yeah, it's gonna work out good. You got called cute. You are so cute. You're such a baby. Actually, I don't know if this light is helping or if it's making it worse. Well, that's kind of fun. I think we need the light though. I'm still figuring out like lighting situations and a good setup. I'm really new to Twitch and painting via video. And it's always something going wrong. Like I had the pop-up that said you are no longer recording because you have no more space on your hard drive. It's like, oh, that's fun. So I guess this will not be posted later. But that's okay. We're not gonna let that bother us. Kind of let the paint run out, and then I'll create stars that are like farther in the distance. Okay. And I think with stars, the best thing is just random placement. I've also seen artists do like a flick of a brush, like a toothbrush, or just like flick a brush and do like splatter. So that's another way of doing it. I just wanted a chance to use my little wooden tool. They came with these paints somebody gave me because I've never used this before, and I kind of like it. Snowing yet? Oh, a little bit. Gotten a tiny bit of snow. The Narnia closet that I'm working on, that's actually the first snow that I've painted, so I think I want to get some more practice doing that on canvas, so maybe doing some Narnia inspired work also. It makes you feel peaceful. I'm so glad. That's like the only thing I said that I wanted tonight was if I could give one person a peaceful experience or something to smile about or feel restful, then it just makes my day. So thank you so much for joining and also sharing. I'm gonna try really hard. That's my big year goal. Hey, oh, oh, nope, shoulders not like that, I guess. Okay. To really work on regular live streaming and connecting and helping people, making new friends, all the good things. I wonder if we should do like a brighter highlight for the tree line and also for the grass line. I think when in doubt, when you're painting on what can I do to make this better, make the shadows darker and make the highlights lighter and give it like a bigger contrast, and also just keep adding more layers. And always add more. That looks okay. I like that the middle has, I'm gonna add a lot more to the middle. So I like that this little like galaxy area is like concentrated in random places like this. Yeah. Now I'm going to see about adding, because the painting is still, it's really wet, so. Highlights of the trees. I'm afraid if I use a brush, it'll just smear because it is so wet in this area. I did my tree line. I'm just gonna keep using this little nifty tool. So it looks like the stars are shining and reflecting off the tops of the trees. I love sketching with colors when I paint. In the beginning it's abstract and I enjoy the moment it starts to take shape. That is beautiful. I love that. I love that I found a fellow painter tonight. That is amazing. It is magical when something you're doing starts taking shape. And it can happen so quick. It can be like, you think that this might be the worst thing you've ever done and it's a complete disaster. But just keep going. Just keep going without worry and without stress. And that's when the magic happens. It starts to take shape. And it can happen so fast. still need to work on her arm. I haven't done any details on her arm tonight, so can't forget to do that. We'll do that next. I just really want to get these highlights popping on the foliage. And then we'll go back in and work on her arm and do a little bit more touch-ups and then highlight some grass too. I cannot stay on one task. I'm going all over the place. Okay. But I think that gives a more cohesive color palette. Oh, look, cat hair. Okay. I wonder who that belongs to. He decided to hop down for snack time, so he's on the other side of the room munching. I think it would be fun, like, to do one that's like sky and then underwater also on the other half, like a really long piece. I really like mixing space elements and under the sea elements. I did back in 2020. This was like my first coming back into the career of painting. I did for a mural festival which I mean we were on lockdown, so everybody was painting all by themselves. But it was still for a really cool local mural festival, and they let you paint whatever you want, and it was really cool because I got to paint a fantasy painting because it was what I wanted to do, and it was an anthropomorphic fish riding a bicycle coming out of a portal of space. So I do like painting space tonight. Makes me think, I need to do some more space and deep sea creature paintings. I think that's on it's definitely on my Instagram too. You just have to scroll down because it was back in maybe August of 2020. And then it got painted over for the next year's Mural Fest, which is really cool. I've gotten to do 2 for them, and every year they paint 3 blocks of murals and then invite new artists to come paint. So it's really cool. It's a temporary installation, and they let artists paint whatever they want. There's no stipulations, and it's beautiful. It's a lot of heavy imagination and fantasy work, which is pretty amazing. Alright, now I want to switch and work on her arm. It still has my primer coat on it. That like orangey color was the color that I primed my canvas panel. When I'm preparing a canvas, I like to go a bright opposite color from what I want the painting to be. So like if I'm doing blues and purples, I'll go like bright yellow pink, or something like that, so that way it shines through even if you can't see it. When in the chat from Cosmic Drake, when the chaos takes shape and reveals its real purpose, that's where the painting finds its identity. My teacher used to tell me. beautiful. That's so true. I love that. Right, getting the. I think my cat messed up my screen for a second. Sorry about that. Um, just seeing that chaos take shape. That's magic right there. Love it, love it, love it. I'm also a super messy painter, so I'm always got paint on me all the time. But that makes it fun too. Being really focused into your work and doing what you love doing. Not worrying about anything else. So my model doesn't really have like hands, and this part of her aren't visible, so I just gotta have to like wing it. This part. I'm just like imagining them cupping and caressing with her hand. And this might need worked a couple different times because I hadn't even started it yet. I might need a layer to dry and get reworked later. It's okay too. That's totally okay. Mm-hmm. Sounds like you had a very wise art teacher. I think that might be a very satisfying job. I haven't gotten to teach art yet, but that might be something in the future I start working on because I feel like more like an art guide, not necessarily like just helping people find their own expression and confidence. I have gotten a chance to um, help out with some high schoolers in an art program, not like as a teacher, but doing like portfolio reviews. And oh my gosh, it was incredible. They were incredible. The range of their work and the messages that they wanted to share to the world with it was breathtaking. And we've got an incredible generation of artists, an upcoming artist hitting the field. It's brilliant. I love it so much. I don't know if any of you all who do portrait work have a million pictures on your phone of doing like weird stuff, like holding things and being in like weird positions. Oh, thank you so much for stopping in. It was so great having you here. Thank you so much. Have a lovely night. Please follow me, and I hope to see you soon. Made my day to have somebody on on here chatting with me. I didn't think that was gonna happen, so that was super cool. Made my night. I think I'm liking where that's going. I think it's got a good angle to it. I just want to flesh it out so that it looks a little bit more dimensional here. And then add a little bit more shadows to the darker areas so we can see where the light is hitting. This spot's gonna be really prominent and lit up. I think that works. That works okay. I need to establish a big dark shadow right here though. Yeah, I need to establish more shadows for the whole thing, but we have the light coming this direction. Make sure we get this shadowed. I think that was a really turning point in my learning process, was learning how to add lights and shadows without always having a model for that or like changing the directions. That takes so much practice, and I'm still constantly like, that's another thing that I have on my phone is random shadows and directions for reference pictures. Because sometimes you want to use a reference picture, but the light isn't coming from the direction that you know will work for the painting, so you have to completely change the light setting in their room. Makes me think of watching videos about animation and doing the lighting. I'm not an animator, so I don't remember the terms, but I have to add all the lights. So it's actually like lighting up the room with electricity. And that's what essentially you're doing as an artist anytime, no matter what you're working with. It's constantly like, where would this shadow be? Where would the light be? And it adds so much depth. You do. Trying to add enough details for the garment so that you can tell that they're obviously wearing a garment. I just don't want it to be the focal point. So I'm just trying to like add just a little bit. And in a like very neutral. I'm really close to being done with it, at least for today. I think it might need some more detail work, but if you do too much work while your oil's still wet, you don't want to muddy the colors. cradle the baby. Nope, it's the time to be a parrot now. Yeah, I like where it's going. Let's just see. Oh yeah, it's not too wet, I can't. More details of the trees. Then we still have a lot of details left to the grass. Oh, I just dropped a clump of paint all over my painting, and that's totally fine. I'll just redo that section of grass. It's totally fine. It's kind of funny actually. There was a noise outside, and I was curious. I was like focused. What is going on outside? And then look. Just realized you can't see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm over here. There we go. Something I need to really be conscious of, and hopefully you all will tell me in the chat when I'm not doing a camera angle correct, and you're like, we can't see anything, ding dong. Like, oh, whoops, okay. Like that enough? Picture she's got like this big grass coming up over her. I'm gonna try to do that too. Shiny paint is really fun. Oh, see, with it wet, shine light so it's not glaring. Like right now it's glaring on my face, but like that it's not glaring and making it how you say like shiny. So I have this right here. Blend out. Nice. Look at this yet now either. Because the light was shining reduction skills in tech. That's something that really working on to try to figure out. But we'll get there. Be patient with me, I promise. I'll get better. And your suggestions and be like, hey, you split the screen this way, or if you this way, or hey, the light's not really working. We don't get enough details. I love recommendations and suggestions and all that, so feel free to speak up. Okay, that's nice. I want some of the grass look really blended, and then contrast that with Alright, let's go in with some thin. Kind of grass I'm doing here. So it's like prairie glass, so it's prairie grass. So it's has like the seeds on the top. So normally if I'm doing grass, I'll start at the bottom and go up because you want it to get thinner as it gets up. But this has those little like seed pods. I'm gonna start there and go down on some of them. Variety. I think with foliage, it's the same principle. It's just trying to make it as random as possible. So can you hear that chaos? It's my cat going through and rifing through my art supplies. What are you doing, Nosy? So funny. I just love them so much. He's being so nosy and so noisy. He's just like taking his little paws and digging through my paints. He's so funny. I like adding a little yellow here. That's nice. Right, I think that is looking pretty close to how I wanted it to for today. I might come tweak it a little bit more after the paint sets for a bit. It doesn't have to dry all the way, but sometimes I just like it a little on the tacky side to go in and add a little bit more fiddling. It will be available for purchase for all my Twitch work. I will be splitting proceeds, giving a portion of all profits to a different organization every month. Well, I don't know if it's going to be every month. I might not pick one every month. I'm worried about my own organizational skills and keeping track. So the one I'm currently doing is cat welfare. They're working overtime um, getting cats off the streets warm, getting cat boxes distributed, making sure cats get out to forever homes. I've worked with them before. They're amazing. Panther came from one of their sister organizations, and I'm so grateful that they rescued him. He was very sick when they got him, and they gave him all he needed to this guy. Super happy and healthy. So I'll be switching around to different animal organizations for donating tips. I don't even know how the tip thing works on live, or like sales from anybody who's seen my stuff on Twitch and was like, hey, I want to buy that, or I want to buy a print of that. I want to make sure to give a proceed of the profits to a nonprofit organization just as a way of giving back, saying thank you, and passing forward love. So I think this is it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me painting the little Glaceon scene. And I will see you guys hopefully soon. Good night, take care, stay safe. It is very treacherous out. Be careful. Spread peace and love.